Is astrology a guide to aid us in mastering the universe? This is the Cosmic Community Podcast with Galactic Ambassador Stacey Dredd. This astrology report is for the week of August 5th, and we have a busy astrological week ahead, and it has been a week of building to the full moon. We had the waxing moon all last week, and that is going to be the vibe, building even more into the full moon energies. The big Aquarius full moon on Saturday, August 9th. So we also have Mercury retrograde ending on the 11th of August. So we'll chat a little bit about that. And the beautiful annual reconjoining of Venus and Jupiter in their conjunction. It's a beautiful one. Just really painting some beautiful energy onto this week in terms of these two planets being extremely benevolent, and when they come together, it's just a really nice time. So kind of a mixed bag with aspects this week, but we'll just jump right into it. Actually, before I jump right into it, I think we'll just slow down a little bit because after all, we are still in Mercury retrograde and that slows everything down. It's a good time to make sure that you have, taken care of all the things that you needed to. The mental capacities can slow a little bit. Our ability to keep up with all of the communications, even messages, communications failing to be received or given are just slowed down quite a bit. So slow it down. Make sure that you're saying all the things that you mean to say and getting the information across and getting the answers from your questions and making sure all these points are finding each other. Because as I mentioned, Mercury is going to station direct on August 11th this week. And also we are in the midpoint of Leo season. This Leo season is all about strength and the power of the lion and finding our inner guiding light. Leo is also a fun and playful energy. We are finding our playful, childlike spirit again when we are traveling through, the sun is traveling through Leo. And also, this is a little bit of a dramatic energy. So you get a little bit of drama in with Leo. There's a sense of kind of just liking to be the center of attention, as Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sun is the center of everything here in our little solar system, and everything relies on it. So Leo likes to kind of have that role in terms of how they play in life and so much more. So this is also the midpoint of summer. So 6 weeks of summer gone, 6 weeks of summer to go. In the ancient cultures and the more pagan traditions, this is known as Lughnasadh or Lammas. So blessed midsummer to y'all. And also in the works this week, before we get into the daily aspects, is that we have this overarching energy of this kite. And I mentioned last week about the grand trine that was coming the minor grand trine that is pretty much perfect right now between Uranus at 1 degree of Gemini, Saturn and Neptune at 1 to 2 degrees of Aries, and also Pluto at 2 degrees of Aquarius. So this is known as a minor grand trine. And so Pluto and Uranus are in the trine, the 4 signs apart from each other. That is a very supportive, quick moving energy. Then you have both of those planets in a sextile to both Saturn and Neptune. These are all the outer planets, including Saturn, talking to each other, communicating, supporting each other in this minor grand trine. It's a very, very harmonious, balanced aspect. and it's changing things on the world stage because this 1 degree point of Aries is very, very near the 0 degree point, which is known as the world point. And also all these planets are in new signs, which is bringing in all these fresh themes, fresh ideas. These planets have moved into new influences. So very, very interesting. And then you add in Mars this week. Mars has reached the last degrees of Virgo by the time we have this report and going to be moving into Libra on August 6th. Though Mars is our physical body. It's our warrior spirit. It's our go-getter attitude. It's the action that we take. And Mars has been in Virgo, an earth sign, a more of a down-to-earth type of energy. There's going to be Virgo is going to be making sure that things are very perfectly in order and that we've thought about the methods that we're going to take and thought about the steps that we are going to take to get somewhere. And also all about, having a nice to-do list. And Virgo can tend to be quite organized and also very much about just purity and detoxing. And the physical body, Mars has been going through this detox, has been going through Virgo and getting grounded and putting things in order. So as Mars leaves Virgo, it's a very grounded, very much a kind of a ready for action type of energy. And then it goes into Libra. Libra, different type of energy. This is an air sign. Gets a little more social, a little more outgoing. Libra is also a sign about balance and harmony and comes to this 1 to 2 degree point, makes a grand trine with Uranus and Pluto. Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini, Mars in Libra. So it's a grand trine in air. This is very outward. It's very social. This is very supportive of any type of socializing or communicating that needs to be done. Those air signs are going to be airing things out, making sure that their ideas are heard and that the communications are taking place and that the questions are being answered. So very, very interesting that it's tying back in with some of those themes that we were already talking about with that Mercury retrograde. So more support coming in. And this is known as a kite because Mars in this grand trine, if you're still following me, is in an opposition to Saturn and Neptune at that 1 to 2 degree point of Aries. Whew, yeah, it is. It's a full basket. It's called a kite because it flies. It's like this flying, very supportive energy. And when you look at it on the actual chart, it looks like kind of like a kite, a traditional kite shape on the actual chart. So that is the overarching energies coming in for the week. And it's going to be very much playing into all of the high energy stuff we have going on with Mars and the aspects there. Mars making a ton of aspects this week. 444. 444, 444 on all my clocks here. This is Stacy Dredd, Galactic Ambassador in the Cosmic Community Astrology. We start the week with the Capricorn moon. And yes, we're building into that Aquarius full moon at 17 degrees of Aquarius on August 9th. But this Capricorn moon today on Tuesday, August 5th, the day I give the report, is a little more challenged. We have inconjuncts, we have squares and oppositions on this day. So the moon in Capricorn is a bit more, it's another grounded earth energy, and it's going to be more of a structure builder, going to be taking care of the big foundational pieces that need to take place. Capricorn is ambitious and is about the career and is about making sure that we have left a legacy in our life. And when the moon is moving through Capricorn, we're going to take on the mood of Capricorn. It's a little more serious. It's a little more heavy. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is retrograded conjunct Neptune at the first degrees of Aries right now, and is going to be, it's on an imminent path, Saturn retrograde and Neptune retrograde for that matter, both of them on an imminent path back into Pisces territory. So that is going to be the backwards movement that we feel while the moon is moving through Capricorn when Saturn is retrograde. So could feel like we're having to go back and redo some things, review some of these Capricornian themes while the moon is here, because the ruling planet is retrograde. Now, on August 6th, that Capricorn moon tends to feel more challenged in another opposition and an inconjunct in the early time of the day. And then Mars, the planet Mars, is moving into Libra on the 6th. I already talked a little bit about that, but this is a turning point for relationships in particular. Mars brings with it a fire, and Mars is very direct. Mars is the type of energy that doesn't really think too much before acting. So now that we are in Libra, it's the sign of relationships. So you follow me here, the planet of irritability and aggression, Mars, and the planet of our warrior spirit is moving into the sign of the relationship. So we're going to be focusing our warrior intention and energy in the Libra zone here for the next couple of months while Mars moves through. Libra is the sign of balance and harmony and diplomacy. But when Mars is moving through, it can bring in that irritability, that aggression, I'm just going to think first and ask questions later. And Libra, because such a balanced, harmonious type of energy, it can be a little disturbing there. Libra wants everything to be really fair, for all the sides to be looked at equally, and for everything to be weighed out in a proper fashion that is very, diplomatic and fair, and for the judgment to be made and for the decisions to be made to be very fair and to make sense in that way. And Mars being there is going to change that normal pathway there for Libra, and could be a little more, just taking those steps without thinking too much. And this is a Venus ruled sign. So Mars is the cosmic lover to Venus, and can be a little more of an irritable energy. Mars and Venus are practically still in a square right now too. And Mars rules Aries, which is the sign totally opposite of Libra here. So Mars considered to be in the fall in Libra, but very much still supported by this grand trine in air with Uranus and Pluto, and this kite configuration that includes Saturn and Neptune. It's bringing in the ability that Saturn and Neptune have to dream big and to take rational, realistic steps to make things happen. So there could still be some really benevolent action taken while Mars is moving through Libra. You just want to make sure that you've weighed out all the different ideas and perspectives there. And the moon moves into Aquarius on August 7th. So basically full moon vibes from the 7th on. And on August 8th, lots and lots of lunar activity, opposition, inconjunct, opposition. That's like decision making and having to adjust to some things that we don't necessarily want to be adjusting to. And this same day that Mars that just moved into Libra, is going to be in a trine with Uranus at 1 degree of Gemini. A trine, as I mentioned, is very supportive. It's smooth, but these aspects don't take sides. They're not good or bad. It's quick. And so whatever the story is building into here for you, whatever actions, whatever warrior actions we're taking here are going to be shocking because Uranus is involved. It's going to be quick. It's going to be active. There's going to be some spark to it. Uranus is ruled by the lightning strike and the nervous system, so it could include some nervousness or agitation. But either way, it's very social and it's very outward because they're both in air signs, and also these signs, Gemini and Libra and Aquarius for that matter, the air signs are all about other people. So that's why Libra's the relationship sign, Gemini's a relationship sign, and so it's social activity. It's not always like lover relationships. We're talking all different types of relationships. This is also Uranus rules revolution and revelation and technology and the future also. So we could see some big jumps into the future, into innovative places. And then we have this Aquarius full moon. Boom, 17 degrees of Aquarius on August 9th. And this same day, Mars is going to be in an opposition to both Saturn and Neptune. It's that exact opposition there of that kite that I was discussing. That brings some tension. That brings some motivation. That brings some of that irritability that makes us want to go out and take some risks and move into some new directions. Full moons are all about culmination points. So we reach the top of the hill. We reach the climax point. And Aquarius is the sign of the people. Aquarius is about the good of the group, the good of the community, and all about public spaces and groups of people joining together with like-minded ideals. So interesting to have the Aquarius full moon dropping on the same day that we have a pretty tense opposition. So I believe that this could be quite a shocking day. I think there could be some surprises. I think there could be some tension building that could lead us to take some action that is absolutely necessary. We're going to be motivated to take risks and to go into new directions. This evening, after the full moon, the moon moves into Pisces, and it's a big time mood change from Aquarius to Pisces. We go from that outer sign of the people and revelation and revolution to Pisces, which is much more internal and sensitive and emotional and artistic and dreamy, and is ruled by Neptune. So just like dissolves everything, all the details. And on August 10th, Mars, that same Mars, is going to be in an exact trine to Pluto. So these are just the exact aspects of that overarching Kite configuration that I was discussing and that is in play all week. And Pluto involved, it's going to be transformational. It's going to be involving alchemy, alchemizing, taking something and turning it, shifting it, transforming it into something else, alchemizing energies and situations. Pluto is a very permanent energy. So by August 10th, we are very much feeling like we have finalized situations. There are permanent fixes going into place that are going to be permanent for the rest of time. There is something about Pluto that it's all about death and rebirth. So some area is dying so that another area can be reborn. There's determination here. There's resourcefulness, and there's more of that agitation and irritability. But in this case, we're seeing it lead to benevolent changes and transformations here. On August 11th, Mercury stations direct in the early morning hours. And this is the slow point for the planet. So it's not like once it stations direct, we're not all hands on deck quite yet. It's like takes a second to get caught up. So we will see Mercury starting to move quicker next week after this stationing. And this is the point where if you were actually looking, to the sky, and you could see in terms of astronomy, the planet out there. We can't see Mercury in our night sky right now. Well, maybe in the early morning hours we can, but has moved backwards in the sky through the constellation across the ecliptic. And once Mercury stations, then you see it moving forward again in the same motion that it moves normally with the rest of the planets. So Venus and Jupiter in a conjunction on August 11th also, and that brings in so much beautiful good luck and artistic energy, wisdom. This is at 14 degrees of Cancer. So you can look and see in what area of your birth chart 14 degrees of Cancer is. That's where this conjunction is. And that's where the really best pleasurable energy is. This just brings in so many good vibes. Venus, Jupiter, the two benevolent planets. So just the day to buy your lottery ticket and, hang out with friends and have a really great time because the energy is so good for that and just totally peaks with that really nice conjunction for the week on the 11th between Venus and Jupiter. And I guess that's pretty much it for the week. I mean, I could go on and on, but I will be back again with you soon. I appreciate you hearing me out. This has been Stacey Dredd, your galactic ambassador here in the cosmic community. And I hope you have a really great week and amazing full moon. Be chatting with you again very soon. Take care. Peace. Thank you for listening to the Cosmic Community Podcast. More can be found at kpov.org/thecosmiccommunity.